Want to hear the intro that I wrote 3 years ago? Sure you do. Around last Mother's Day, I had the idea to watch a mom/pregnancy-centric movie like I did the year prior, and post a review video. However, unlike Junior, I had no connection to the movie I watched and no motivation to work on the video other than the script, and only a little bit of it at that. But now I feel some semblance of motivation almost a year later, so I'm going to take advantage of my productive brain before it melts down again. And it sure as fuck melted down. Actually, from the time that I posted my last video, 7 Brides for 7 Brothers, in April of 2023, I got promoted at work, bought a house, moved, quit that job due to the stress of said promotion, fostered another litter of kittens, and now I've decided to try to get back in there. Creating videos is always in the back of my mind, and even though it's been some time, it's still always been there. I've just been really tired. I just feel like I can't get the motivation to do all the things. I have all these ideas, but I just can't get them out there. And that's partially because I need to get over the fact that not everything can be perfect. The circumstances of recording, the circumstances of like writing, like I get all these ideas, but I don't feel like I can ever do them because either I'm tired or I have other things to do, or oh, I have to work really hard, or the cats need like I can find like 1,000 reasons not to record. And I'm tired of it. One of the reasons being that this room right here, that this room right here isn't the way I want it to be. This isn't the wall that I want it to record in front of. But it's the wall that I have to. I just need to get over the fact that not everything's going to fall into place. I'm not even recording on my camera because I can't find the charger to charge my battery. So right now I'm recording on a phone, which I have not done since I don't know. I don't even know when. But I just need to get over it, and I'm trying my very best. So, getting over it now, and I'm recording a video. So, let's get into the script that I wrote in 2023. This video is on labor pains. Labor pains was one of Lindsay Lohan's last big-ish films in big Hollywood before her hiatus. And funnily enough, even though it was planned to be a in theaters film, it never got to theaters. It ended up being a made for TV film, even though it wasn't made for TV, and it aired on ABC Family in 2009. I'm gonna assume the studio didn't think that their big budget film was gonna make big budget film money in theaters, so they decided to cut their losses and just slap it on a network. The movie was directed by Laura Shapiro, who has no other credits except as a writer for a TV show called Berlin Station. I didn't I didn't do enough research to find out anything else about that. As I said before, Labor Pains stars Lindsay Lohan, better known for films like The Parent Trap, Freaky Friday, and Mean Girls. So, forewarning, the premise of this film is not awesome. It's probably very problematic in 2026 standards. Even for 2023, when I wrote this script, not the best. And neither is the movie. So premise not good, movie not good, acting. Let me just read you off the synopsis, or I guess just the plot of the movie, okay? On the brink of losing her job, a secretary makes a desperate attempt to avoid the sack and falsely announces that she is pregnant. Fearing a discrimination lawsuit, her horrified boss spares her. However, our protagonist must now convince everyone in her life that she is expecting. Sporting a fake pregnancy bump, she finds that her new condition comes with a lot of benefits, including popularity and promotions. Again, not great. So brace yourselves. Throughout the intro, we get a small taste of our protagonist's life. Thea is a young 20-something who is raising her little sister in Los Angeles all by herself, with a boyfriend who works at a food truck and a job that makes her question her life decisions. As a secretary at a primarily military-based book publisher, Thea has some very important duties like washing her boss's dog in the bathroom sink because it diarrheaed all over itself. And while cleaning the spoiled brat, Thea gets to talking with her work bestie, Lisa, about how much her job just sucks and how weird the boss's obsession with his dog is. Of course, while she's venting, the doggo starts eating soap, and the boss overhears her from the other bathroom because, open the window to let the cigarette smoke out instead of going outside and smoking a cigarette. When called to the office and confronted, Thea is on the verge of being fired until her big brain blurts out the first thing that she can come up with.
I'm pregnant.
Pregnant?
Yes, pregnant.
So now Thea is pregnant. Congratulations! And after a quick conversation with legal, the boss concedes and admits that he can't fire her without facing legal action. I actually don't believe that that would be the case because he's not firing her because she's pregnant, but I guess some of the reasoning she could always say was because of hormones or something. I don't really get it, but whatever. It's been all of 2 minutes, but news travels fast in such a small office. I've been there. There's congratulations of every type, some backhanded compliments, some little infighting between the pregnant ladies.
Anyway, so I'm having my baby first, not that it's a competition, but I win!
Including a concerned look from Lisa before she adds onto the lie and announces that Thea is also engaged to food truck guy. So many big announcements that she wasn't even aware of. So much fun. Do you ever go into the office and find out that you're pregnant and engaged all in like the course of an hour? I haven't. So now that Lisa is in on the scheme, she's gotta prep Thea to play the part, which starts with the belly, because she's supposedly 4 months pregnant and she looks like, well, Lindsey Lohan. Unfortunately, even with the new figure, there's still 2 major skeptics. Her boss, which is kind of the important one, and the intern Greg. Stupid Greg. Those, interns, you gotta kiss ass and get everyone else in trouble so you can take their spot, I guess. Luckily enough, before Mr. Bossman can get too suspicious, tragedy strikes. Oh, and one of their main authors dies, but that's not actually important. The boss heads out to a special facility for his dog's recovery, his precious little baby, and in the meantime leaves his younger brother in charge.
Got hung up at the divorce lawyer's office? Kind of wanted that to be private, Jerry. Privacy is for people who are on time.
Nick is the company's recently divorced accountant, but has big ideas for when his brother is away. See, Nick has this author he's been talking with and really wants to get the rights to publish her book on the unfiltered truths of pregnancy. It's very convenient timing for Thea and Nick. But it's not really the military-charged books that his brother and the company is known for.
You know our textbook writer, Susie Cavendish?
Of course I know her.
I read her new manuscript, and I thought it was really good.
Thanks for your efforts, Nick, but I've already told Susie it's not for us.
However, now that he's unsupervised, Nick thinks that he can convince the author, edit and publish the book all within the time that his older brother is away. And conveniently enough, he has a pregnant woman on staff that can help make it easier, right? Yeah, so Nick thinks that he can have Thea convince the writer to choose them due to their common condition. Kind of a little problematic.
It's just it. Now, Susie's not convinced that Steinwald's the right place for her book. So I thought you might help convince her otherwise.
Pregnant woman wouldn't just trust another pregnant woman. But she wouldn't be doing this all for free, no sir. She would also get a promotion as lead editor on that book. This kind of puts a stop to her original plan of losing the baby and being released from that fake pregnancy hell. We're gonna skip some shenanigans, like Nick and Thea going to pregnancy class together.
Take this opportunity to stroke your wives or girlfriends. Stroke it out Now, why don't you whisper something special?
Her boyfriend making a fool of her at a pool party.
What is that?
And her getting Greg the intern off her back by making him her assistant.
Well, really, do you think that it stinks that I want to hire you to be my assistant?
Really?
Yeah, because he's a kiss ass and just wants to move up the corporate ladder no matter what. We're finally at the meat of the movie, the romance. Yeah, so it was very important to mention that Nick was divorced, and it's even more important to point out that one of the reasons for the split was that he wanted kids and his ex didn't, which I really think should have been discussed before the engagement, the wedding, the overall idea of marriage. So, oh my glob, the coincidence that Thea is pregnant. Fireworks. It's kind of sketchy that a man who divorced his wife, or I guess it might have been mutual, a man who got a divorce because him and his ex did not agree on children would suddenly start a crush or whatever on a woman who's currently with child? Is that not weird? That sounds like a weird kink to me, which if you ever gone on Cornhub, there's a section for that. Moving on. Because of the pool party fiasco and the fact that he's pretty immature, Thea and her boyfriend break up. Now, as a reminder, everyone thinks that he's the father of Thea's baby and was her fiance. And when Nick sees said ex with another woman, he confronts him physically.
I kind of got into an altercation with Miles.
What are you talking about?
He was kissing another woman.
You what?
I punched him.
He's not even my boyfriend anymore. The truth is, there is no father. I mean, obviously there is, but it was a one-night stand and he's out of the picture now.
Thus, Thea throws in an extra lie, because why not? We're already here. That the baby was not actually her ex's. But now Nick seems like the kind of guy that would protect her virtue, I guess, and reputation, so she starts having the hots for him. You know, that's the basis of every good relationship. You want kids, so you find a pregnant woman with a shitty baby dad. And this man just beat up your ex for talking shit. So just keep her, that's a keep. So, of course, they kiss and things get going with the book. After a focus group, they concluded that they need a new cover and title, but now things are going well, too well. So this whole time, Thea's little sister, who is in high school, doesn't know about this fake pregnancy, but eventually finds out because of course she would. You can't hide that. Little sis points out the hypocrisy of what Thea is doing, since she got so mad at her for quitting tennis and wanting to go to culinary school. Easy to say there's some tension between the sisters now that were oh so close after their parents passed. But whatever, because the book is published and everyone knows that Thea is pregnant. Everyone, including her extended family, who throw her a surprise baby shower the day of the big book reading. Her little sis and Lisa confront her on how this lie has gone too far. Thea is supposed to be like 7 or 8 months pregnant now, and what's her plan gonna be when her due date comes around? Like, is she gonna steal a baby? Is she gonna have to say, oh no, stillbirth, and then pretend to grieve? Where's she going with this? Obviously, she hasn't really thought it through. Thea storms out without the fake belly that Lisa is holding hostage and instead grabs a balloon from the party, leaving everyone a little like, what just happened? Things seem to be going well with the book launch when Big Boss Man, or aka Big Brother, shows up unexpectedly and tries to take over with the reading from another one of his boring military history books. Thea tries to stop him and Nick from fighting when Big Boss calls Thea and her baby stupid, thus causing her to lash out.
World's dumbest secretary. All I can say is, I hope your kid doesn't inherit your brains.
Unfortunately, in the midst of the tussle, her baby bump pops, and now everyone knows the big secret. Now cue the depression montage. Lisa checks in on Thea, who was obviously fired, and lets her know that the pregnancy book isn't doing so hot. Thea has another big brain moment, and inspired by her depression-based daytime TV binge, Thea uses her sister's baking skills to kiss up to a talk show host in order to get the book on the show. And it fucking works. Okay. Now Thea and her crew are running around trying to find moms to appear on this talk show, including the author, who is consequently in labor. So I don't think she's going to be able to make it. Little Sis is tasked with grabbing Nick and hauling him to the studio to witness her extravagant idea and extravagant apology.
These stories are ultimately about the birth of a new love. And how it can be messy and weird, but in the end, you're so much stronger for having gone through it.
Long story short, Thea and Nick make up and the book is a hit. We get one more skip forward and Thea has it all. A doting husband, a thriving job, close friends and coworkers, and a real pregnancy. That's about to end because she's in labor. So labor pains overall, I think it's safe to say the movie is not great for a romantic comedy at the very least. It's neither romantic or comedic. It's just kind of awkward and suspicious. But I'll give it 1 point for something somewhat original, kind of like Junior. Like Junior was at least a little more romantic and definitely more comedic. And this is sure was original, though I think Baby Mama did the faking pregnancy a lot better. Well, at least a bit better. Baby Mama has its problems as well. I feel bad for the cast, because it seems some of them were giving it like they're all, and Lindsey, the biggest name on the film, was kind of phoning it in. This was 2009. She was already kind of getting close to her big breakdown, which would lead to her big hiatus. Given that this movie was banished as a TV movie, there weren't a lot of critic reviews. There's only like 5 on Rotten Tomatoes, well, at least as of 2023. And of the reviews, they're all negative. The audience score isn't too flattering either. Overall, I think I'd give Labor Pains like a solid 4 out of 10. I did get a few genuine chuckles, but a lot of it was just me cringing from secondhand embarrassment. The movie it was overall just too boring and predictable. After enjoying a tale of fake motherhood, I'd like to point everyone's attention to a great nonprofit, Mother's Milk Bank Northeast. Mother's Milk Bank Northeast, a nonprofit community milk bank accredited by the Human Milk Banking Association of North America, provides pasteurized donor human milk to babies in fragile health throughout the northeastern United States. I'm going to add a link to learn about them and to possibly donate in the description below. If you all have any questions, suggestions, or even any mean comments, feel free to leave them in the description down below. I meant comment section. It's been a while and I'm really hot. I do ask that you refrain from anything too mean because I'm a sensitive little bee. Toodles.